Hi again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing a haul video. I'm trying to clear out my shelves in here of the last couple of weeks, just the smalls that we've been bringing in that we've picked up at estate sales and yard sales. And then I'll get back to the bins bags, but you know, it's Tuesday and I want to have those shelves cleared so anything we buy this weekend can go on those shelves. And I think I'm almost caught up with all of that stuff. And then we'll be back to the bins bags. I don't even know where to start. This was from this past weekend. These were like, what, 50 cents or something? I think this was the yard sale, or yeah, most everything was 50 cents. We picked up some, well, I think this, and, oh, I just knocked something over, and here. What was this on the inside?
South Pole.
Yeah, South Pole. Big old jacket, y'all. 50 cents.
Everything in the clothes there was 50 cents.
Yeah.
We bought quite a few things, and the lady said, she was talking to her daughter or whoever, said, oh, he should have been here the day before to get all of so-and-so's clothes. And let me tell you about the day before. We were limited on time because that was the day that we were going to go help Daryl and Dwayne with their estate sale. And this estate sale was out a little way, or this yard sale was out a little ways. And there's another one that was out a little ways. And I asked Rebel, which one you want to go to? And she says, I can't remember what you said. But
I usually say, whichever one I pick, go to the other one, because it never is the better one.
So she picked the one that was out in Mossheim, which was fine. And we got there, and as we're pulling up, I'm recognizing the yard. And we've already been there once this year.
Yes.
And we've been there several times. We bought a handful of things over the past few years. And I was like, we didn't even stop. I was just like, I'm just going to go down here, turn around. And then we finished up, then went and helped them with their estate sale.
And this was the other yard sale we could have gone to, but didn't.
Bought several good things. Like their American Eagle jeans were 50 cents. And
And we stopped at, it was an indoor estate sale. It was one of our bonuses. And there wasn't hardly anything there, but I found Robert at a table. And he grabbed these. They are guitar books. Do you remember how much you paid for these?
$1 each.
$1 each. So
and they were all like 15 to 20.
Yep.
Or 25, I think.
And I think he handed me a whole pile of rock CDs. This was the only one that ended up being worth anything. And the case has some issues, but you can tell they were adult handled CDs because they were in really nice condition. I don't remember. I want to say it was going to be like $10 or so for this. And then was this from the same one? No, that was a different one. It was books and clothes pretty much this weekend.
So when
gosh.
When we have a bunch of stuff that we end up we're not dealing with because it's too dirty or it has some damage that we didn't notice when we bought it, we typically, put it at the end of our road.
Yep.
Because
take a bag up to the end of the road and our driveway and put free on it, and
it's gone in an hour or two almost every time.
Yep.
And Rebel, we were at a yard sale and Rebel said, I'm ready to go. And she told me that she had seen stuff that we had put at the end of our driveway at this yard sale, which is fine. They have other stuff there, but that's where I found this book.
Oh, yeah. And do you remember how much? It's called the Hey Baby Days of Beach Music. And y'all, it is big and it is heavy. And what are the sold comps looking like?
Like 60 to 120.
60 to 120. How much you pay for it? $5. This is Goodwill tags. I'm not quite sure where. This must be a couple weeks ago, and I'm just now finding the bag. But this one is, I want to say Chosun. Yep, Chosun. It was sold at JCPenney's. These are called Big Feet. In the past, I've done very well with them, but I haven't found any in quite a while. But I'm hoping $15+ for it. And then I just realized, don't know if I'm going to get that marker off the foot here. I'll try using some alcohol, but if I don't, I probably will not list it. It'll go in my donate pile. I've sold one recently, and I want to say it was like $10 to $15 for it. And a Lovey with its tag. I paid $1.99 for it. It's got the knotted corners. Has its original paper tag. Pretty, yeah, Walmart. Bread and butter. I tend to pick up most Wonder Pets. Some of them are bread and butter. Some of them sell for quite a bit more. But I like finding the older character plushes like Yo Gabba Gabba, Wonder Pets, the older Blue's Clues, older Sesame Street, Backyardigans. I don't know if I said it. Wow Wow Wubsy. I like finding those character plush. They're just getting harder and harder to find. But this one was Fisher Price also. I'm hoping like $15 or so for him. Advertising, Mayfield milk. That's, you know, some of the higher brand milk around here. But man, their ice cream is delicious. So I grabbed this. This got buried because I've had this for many, many weeks and I hadn't shared it yet. I dabbled in costume jewelry. I looked through each of the bags and some of them were marked. So I went ahead and grabbed. They were all $6. No, this one's $2 for this one. Oh, $2 for this one. I was reading it backwards. I thought I paid $6, but no, $2 for each one. I've got a bag of jewelry that I've set aside over there. I'm not sure if I'm going to go through these and list the ones that I can individually and then just make an auction on the rest and let somebody else figure out if they want to have it. But, you know, something different. Something for me to, you know, learn to research and see what's selling well in costume jewelry. I think I picked this up at an estate sale or something this weekend. I don't find fairy lamps, and these were actually separate. They were far away from each other, and I realized when I found one that I had seen the other one, so I went back and grabbed it. I think this one is the Moon and Stars, but I do not know. Amber color. I think when I Google Lensed it, I was seeing like $20 to $25 for it, and they only charged me the $1 because I had it together. I picked up 3 of these, but 2 of them have disappeared. I think they're in the truck floating around. These are Corningware, and they attach to like pots and pans. They were all different sizes. I'm hoping like $8 to $12 for each of them, or I may just sell them in a lot because they were all different. Same place I bought another one of these, 50 cents. This is one of the Target Birds series. I've done very well with these in the past. It's 2024 is the year of this one. I'm hoping $10+ for it. Now, these were from our trip to Missouri, and I set the boxes over here and forgot to share them with you guys. But I paid, somebody paid $6 for $4, but they charged me $6 for $5. And the only reason I knew this brand is because of Crazy Lamp Lady, but it said Heron. Now, I know there's animals that have that like blue design on them, but this said Heron Village Pottery, and when I looked it up, the prices were everywhere, but at least $10 a plate. So I'm haven't decided am I going to sell them individually or do the set of 6. But the prices were everywhere, and I'm not sure if, you know, the 10 was, you know, a fluke, which you got to be careful with when you're doing comps, that sometimes people just sell something way too low because they didn't do their research. So a lot of times I use Terapeak to look at 3 years worth of sales. But if there's not a lot of information there, that's when WorthPoint really pays off, because you're able to check, you know, even longer on how things were selling.
So you're sitting here staring at me like I was trying to say something, couldn't get my words right, which is what happened.
Typical of me.
Yes. So you're talking about the plates and people pricing things too low. Sometimes people just don't realize the value of something. They base it on what they paid for it. 10 or 20 years ago and think it's worth less, or maybe it's only worth a little more. One example is a few years ago, we decided to sell our pool, the swimming pool. And
above ground.
We paid $5,500 to have it installed in 2012. And it was 24 foot across, like 4.5 feet deep, just your typical backyard above ground pool. And we decided the kids weren't using it. We're just spending money. We're
like $1,000 a season on chemicals for nobody to get hardly in it.
We would have been better off just taking the money in the backyard and burning it, because we would have saved a lot of time.
Yeah.
And the hours on work. But anyway, we decided we're going to get rid of it, and I told Rebel, I'm going to put it on Facebook Marketplace for $500. It was 8 years old, and she said, no, we need to ask the pool people. So we asked them, and
something wasn't working right that we had to replace.
Right.
I remember that. So we had gone to the pool place that we always buy our chemicals.
And Rebel asked him, and the lady said, oh, well, you definitely, I wouldn't list that for less than $2,000. So I just put it on Facebook Marketplace with $2,700, and some people showed up and said, yep, we'll take it, and gave me $2,700.
So we got half our money back.
That would have been that's a difference of $2,200 just by having asked a question or done a bit of research. So asking questions and doing research can pay off dividends in the long run.
Yeah.
But you don't want to waste a whole lot of time doing it either, especially if it's your day-to-day job selling stuff on eBay. You don't want to spend, and we see this sometimes, people spending too many hours researching something that is going to be, is it worth $10 or is it worth $25? It really doesn't matter. Right. Don't worry about it. It's listed for $15 or listed for $20 and take a best offer. Now, if you're talking $10 or $1,000, do a little research.
Yeah. Right there. Paid $5 for this. It is a big old Jim Shore. I can't even remember what it said. Dashing through the snow, Santa snow scene figurine from 2003. I'm not going to pull it out, the styrofoam, but $5, didn't even check comps, because usually Jim Shore, especially your larger items and your holiday items, tend to do very well for me. This was a pickup this past weekend, and it was set up on a shelf. But this was $10. But when I checked comps, I was seeing somebody had it listed for like $125, and I don't remember seeing any recent sales on Terapeak. So this is going to be one of those that I'm going to be checking WorthPoint. But I'm thinking at least $100. It is a step 2 train. I think it was from a Christmas series. And I have the track set. There's a larger version that's like kid size of this, but this was like, it would be really cute set up around a Christmas tree. But I paid $10. But like I said, I'm hoping either I'm going to list it all together for $100, but I do think I saw some people were selling just the train and then just the track. So I'll have to see which way I'll do better with.
You got that at the yard sale where
the whole yard,
the yard was full of toys and clothes.
I paid $1. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. It is by Antics. I'm pretty sure I have others similarly listed. But just a cute little hound dog in really, really nice condition. This must have been a U pickup. Oh, fine gummed cigarette papers. 50 cents for a vintage tin. Sure, it's got some condition issues. Do you remember anything about it?
No, I think it was at an estate sale.
I'm thinking this is, all estate sale. I paid $2 for this, but it had vintage crayons and then this book for the crayons, but they're like metallic. And I have found there's certain crayons that do really, really well. The older ones that they're no longer making. So I want to say there was some that was smelly that did really well, and some that are just different types of colors. So I went ahead, $2. I may just go ahead and leave it all together. There's several different things in here. I'll just have to see, if selling this Pentec one is better alone. This is a Robert find. It's Absco. It says giant. Pencil sharpener. I've bought some vintage sharpeners in the past. Don't have a whole lot of experience with it.
Paid $1 for that.
$1.
And we, during homeschool, we got different pencil sharpeners. And what we finally settled on that has worked for years is a modern day version of one of these. It sits on the counter. It's got the suction cup on the bottom. And that's the first ones we tried, the electric one. And they just didn't,
nope.
They died and didn't work well or something. But we got that one like this, and it's been there for years.
Oh, Bubba Keg. We've done well with some of the Bubba insulated stuff. This one says Keg. Paid $2 for it. Do you remember any of the comps?
Nope. Got it at the same yard that I got the pencil sharpener.
Yep. All of this is from that same yard sale.
That was the nice elderly lady that lost her glasses. So we were walking around while we were shopping looking for glasses.
Yep. And then she had this. I paid $2 for it. Guess where it's going? Going on the wall. I think it was really only worth about maybe $10. Which, look. Little Fisher Price. Oh, I think it's missing. It would have had a, like a squeezable thing here to make this go up and down and make noises. But it's just from a wall. Anyway, very cute. We were walking away from a yard sale when this caught my attention. It was $3. But when I Google Lensed it, it said that this inlay here is like mother of pearl. And I saw, I want to say sold comps that were like $40 or $50. Just in really nice condition, just needs a wipe down. But I need to do better about not just focusing on the things that interest me and start, Google Lensing things that just look different, look older. So that was a really nice find. And then I think this was from the same sale.
That's how I found you. I focused on things that look older.
Uh-huh. Look at her. Now, I've come to realize I don't think this belonged to her. It's on there because it says German toys and crafts, but her neck says made in Italy. And it's Brevetti Ciccone. Ceccon. Not finding a whole lot on anywhere. Terra Peak or WorthPoint. She needs a good wipe down. Not sure if this is her original outfit. I didn't really look very carefully, but it just seems like it would have been. Her eyes work fine. She's got this pacifier. I think on WorthPoint I saw one doll that looked nothing like her. So once I get her cleaned up, oh, and she's battery operated, so I need to figure out if she's going to do whatever it is she's supposed to do. But I'm thinking maybe $150 to $200 and just feel the market out. See what's going to happen, especially going into fourth quarter. But yeah, I think this is a very unique doll. And now that I'm looking at her eyes, I know I was worried that they were showing a little bit of like that milky look sometimes that they get, but I don't think so. Just very, very intriguing. So if anybody has any familiarization with this brand, let me see if it'll even work on here. There, made in Italy. Let me know, especially if you know dolls, because I'm not finding much on her at all.
I'm seeing Furga, Furga, looks similar. And looks like a similar doll.
Yeah, the face looks different. It almost doesn't.
I'm not saying it's the same one, but
right.
It looks like a similar doll.
Well, and that one was $125. So I think I'm in the right ballpark, but you never know. It's, technically it's what the market's willing to pay, but I'm willing to wait. You know, I can get her on Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay and see what happens, especially going into fourth quarter. All right, y'all. It's time to get to work. Bye.